Hey y'all, it's your girl, the real deal, Lanita Skills Reaction Channel. Like, share, and subscribe. What's up, real deal? And we coming in here today with a live that I don't put up numerous of times because I don't like violence. And I know right now we're going through a spiritual warfare. But the thing is, I noticed that we have been, let me turn off the music. I noticed that we have been dealing with uh we've been dealing with domestic situation. Now, y'all remember the young lady by the name of Carlisha Hood. I did two videos on her, and it hurt my feeling when I first saw the video. Okay, but the name of this video is "All Charges Drop Against Carlisha Hood and Her Son in a Restaurant Shoot." And y'all, it kind of scared me a little bit. I thought that when they put that bond out on, I said $3 million. I what she do? She really was cool. Cause honey, the way he hit her, I probably would have went down to the floor and never came back. Okay, Chicago News had been out, and I'm gonna get into it in a few minutes, and we're gonna react to it. All the charges, y'all, have been dropped. Okay, Cook County prosecutors have dropped murder charges against Carlisha Hood and her son, her 14-year-old son. They wasn't doing that, y'all, to nobody. She stood up for her rights. She stood up for herself, and she's her customer just as well as he. Okay, I hate that situation happened like that, but I hope that people make better decision in the future. You know what I mean? So things like this won't happen because you're gonna defend your mother regardless. There's a lot of men out there that defend women. Charges has been dropped, y'all, against the mother and her son in that Deadly West Putman shooting. Okay. I want to thank the people who sent me the information and told me about it, and y'all don't make it worse than what it is. You know what I mean? Don't nobody everybody. I'm grieving both sides. I hate that this happened, but everybody saw on the news. They said the charges was dropped due to him hitting her multiple. He hit her multiple times, y'all. They already don't took the video down. I do have the video, but they took it down. But y'all can check it out and see if it's still there. I'm not sure. But let's take a look at this. When I saw it, y'all, I was like, oh my God. And then he did it again. He was talking to her like that was her man. And I'm like, what? Who is he? Who is this dude right here? He ain't had no right putting his hand on no woman. That teach y'all to keep your hands to yourselves. And I thank God for this. She on this video right here. She's Carlisha is getting out of Cook County jail and rejuvenating with her family. Yes, bless her heart. She and her son. Bless their hearts.
And that is where we find CBS 2's Charlie DeMar. He is live with more on today's emotional court proceedings. Charlie?
For those who don't know, this is Chicago, okay? This is Chicago, and this is Chicago News.
And Jim and Marie, we were in court as those charges were dropped. Those charges were dropped after the Cook County State's Attorney's Office said they simply could not meet the burden of proof in both of these cases. As you mentioned, Carlisha Hood walked free from the Cook County jail, and we're told her 14-year-old son was released earlier today from a juvenile detention facility. Carlisha Hood walked free from the Cook County Jail and
And I know
shared
she
this
looking for her
emotional hug
son.
with
Okay.
family. The reunion comes hours after murder charges against Hood and her 14-year-old son were dropped.
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
The charges stem from the fatal shooting of Jeremy Brown inside the Maxwell Street
That's
Express
it,
in the
y'all.
West Holman
He hit her
neighborhood.
twice. He hit her 3
Video
times.
posted to social media shows Hood arguing with Brown inside the restaurant. Prosecutors say that's Brown in the white shirt. Hood then began texting her 14-year-old son, who was waiting outside in the car. Surveillance video shows the teen enter the restaurant and witness Brown hit his mom at least 3 times.
Now, just admit you see somebody. You have to have something on you, y'all, to protect yourself at night. Cause look what happened. And they weren't expecting for nothing like this to happen. But you have to have your guard. So you see somebody going after your mother like this. Trust me, you're gonna defend your mother. Man, don't let no man want to see no woman get their mama or no woman getting nothing like that happen to them. Y'all know that. Y'all would have defended. I know a lot of men in this case right here would have defended that woman.
In the head and face. Prosecutors say that's when the 14-year-old pulled out a gun and shot Brown in the back. Both Hood and her son initially faced murder charges, and she was being held on $3 million bond. Today, those charges were dropped by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office.
You have the right to use deadly force to stop that force against another person. And that's exactly what happened in this case. And that's exactly why the state's attorney's office dropped this case today.
Now, Hood declined to comment shortly after she was released from jail, but her family and her attorney tell me they are relieved that she is home this afternoon, that she will be with family, and they also tell me that they feel that justice has finally been served.
Yeah, what justice was. That man struck that woman, y'all. Struck that woman 3 times like a man. I bet he wouldn't have did no man like that. Just because she tall, she's still a woman. What make him do that though? You know, y'all, it's y'all control yourself because I don't like violence. She ordering her food. She ordering her food and she getting what she want. Regardless of how long it takes, it's her turn.
14-year-old son who was waiting outside in the car. Surveillance video shows the teen enter the restaurant and
I told y'all she didn't call. She didn't. That lady didn't call that boy and told that boy to do that. She texted her son. She didn't tell her son come in
were
there and
dropped
shoot
after the
nobody.
Cook County State's Attorney's Office said they simply could not meet the burden of proof in both of these cases. As you mentioned, Carlisha Hood walked free from the Cook County Jail, and we're told her 14-year-old son was released earlier today from a juvenile detention facility. Carlisha Hood walked free from the Cook County Jail and shared this emotional hug with family. The reunion comes hours after murder charges against Hood and her 14-year-old son were dropped.
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Y'all, this the man. This man in here telling that woman, get your food and get out. Who is he? Who is he, y'all? Who is he to tell that woman to get your food and get out? He's not even the manager. He's not even a manager. That's what's wrong with someone. We think we got authority. Now, the violent part, I don't like. I don't need a side. I don't like the violent part. But you got to protect yourself. I didn't know what he was going to do to her next. That man right there, he ran out of there. That man right there with the arrow point. He ran out that stuff. I don't blame him.
The charges stem from the fatal shooting of
Look, y'all. He said, if you don't own my mama, I'm what he was gonna do, and he did it. Watch this.
Year-old son were dropped.
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
The charges stem from the fatal shooting of Jeremy.
And then when he hit her, I'm gonna knock you out. Why you hitting that woman like that? I'm gonna knock you out. What man to do a woman like that, y'all?
Brown inside the Maxwell Street Express in the West Pullman
It
neighborhood.
did it again. It did again. Look at him. Old man running out of there. Old man don't got the heck on. Look at the man back there. He's still cooking hot dogs. He ain't even dialed 911.
Video posted to social media shows Hood arguing with Brown inside the restaurant. Prosecutors say that's Brown in the white shirt. Hood then began texting her 14-year-old son, who was waiting outside in the car. Surveillance video shows the teen enter the restaurant and witness Brown hit his mom at least 3 times in the head.
No, that's right. You don't hit my mama, and he a grown man too. That boy defending his mama. That's why I said what I said on my.
And face. Prosecutors say that's when the 14-year-old pulled out a gun and shot Brown in the back. Both Hood and her son initially faced murder charges, and she was being held on $3 million bond. Today, those charges were dropped by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office.
You have the right to use deadly force to stop.
All right, now y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, share, and subscribe. It's not a debate of what happened. It's just what happened and what took place. I'm out.